Gratiola is a remedy about which very little is known, and so it has not been used very frequently. This is an uncommon remedy, which is similar and shares some traits with common remedies like platina and palladium. Predominantly, it is a remedy where nuxworm symptoms are expressed in females.
But Gratiola differs from the rest in the very important causative factor, which is ailments from pride of others, the overweening pride.
It is one of the most important remedies in the scenario where a smart and intelligent daughter-in-law has to tolerate the whims and fancies of her old and dominating mother-in-law, or where an employee has to tolerate his dominant but foolish employer. Both of them, in their respective situations, are not able to express their feelings and emotions and are suffering due to the haughtiness of others. This suppression soon transforms into a physical discomfort via the phase of depression and sadness. Other important causative factors are bad news, disappointments, mortification, humiliation and chagrin.
Haughtiness, hysterical, nymphomania and vivacity are the prominent symptoms seen in all these remedies.
In Gratiola, the person has very weak willpower or a total loss of will. There is a want of perseverance. She undertakes many things but is not able to complete anything. Other remedies which are very close in this expression are aconite, lac caninum, lilium tig, nux moschata.
She wants to do many things but gets tired very easily. She loses the chain of thoughts easily and lacks in the capacity to pursue and finish anything. She cannot bear any contradiction. A little contradiction can make her flare up in anger, and then she can also become violent. Another aspect of this trait is her quarrelsome nature. Gratiola is also capricious by nature.
The Gratiola personality develops depression very easily and very quickly.
If a boss is very strong in temperament, he will humiliate his staff members in presence of others. This humiliation affects the Gratiola mind very deeply. The first reaction is to suppress the emotions and to be silent. Suddenly she becomes serious and doesn't enjoy the fun and the fun of life. She refuses to eat. She develops an aversion to everything, even aversion to company which she previously enjoyed. Once she is into the phase of such an endogenous depression, she desires to be silent and all her vivacity is lost. She has no desire to work. The depression goes much more deeper and soon she is tired of life. Later, she develops suicidal disposition. Suicidal disposition is expressed by an impulse to jump like Aurum. But Aurum has very strong will and is dedicated to his hard work and wants to work all the time, while Gratiola has a weak will and has aversion to work.
The phase of depression gets expressed even in delusions. She has delusions that her head has diminished, that her brain has decreased in size, that the body is smaller in size, and that he or she is very, very small.
Even the dreams are expressive of the feeling of depression. She dreams of freezing, dreams of dead bodies, dreams of death. There are some more dreams like amorous, animals, snakes, confusion, dead bodies, disconnected, foolish, frightful, joyous, lewd, lascivious, voluptuous, ludicrous, and many pleasant or vexatious dreams.
Exhaustion in Gratiola is predominantly of nervous origin. It is not the body which is exhausted initially, but it is the mind. It begins at the level of the mind, and later it expresses very deeply at the body level.
All these symptoms clearly express the sadness in her life.
Between the phase of activity and inactivity, there comes a phase of anxiety. The anxiety is predominantly about disease, about health, and about the future. Anxiety is mainly felt in the abdomen or in the stomach. The patient's chilly, cold in general aggravates. Patient has burning pain which are like external burning, as if whole thing is on a fire. It is an important remedy for leukorrhea, gonorrhea and diarrhea. An important keynote is hydrocephalus with sighing, ignatia, where the patient goes into coma with hydrocephalus. Other keynotes include paralytic pain with coldness and neuralgia after abuse of coffee. Coffee antidotes nux vom.
Head symptoms include headache with rush of blood and loss of sight. There is a sensation as if the brain was contracting and head was becoming smaller and smaller in size. Wrinkles on the forehead, lycopodium, with tightness, vertigo during and after meals.
Gastrointestinal symptoms include a feeling of emptiness after meals, lycopodium. An important symptom is a feeling of incomplete evacuation of stool. Stool is green, yellow, gushing, as of water running from a hydrant. It is aggravated in summer and by drinking water. There is a strong craving for bread, and the patient wants nothing but the bread.
It is one of the chief remedies for violent sexual desire in young girls, driving them to masturbation. Other important clinical applications of Gratiola are insomnia, gastritis, sexual disorders, peptic ulcer, renal colic, and irritable bowel syndrome.
Gratiola is a camellia of chronic diseases. Compare with lycopodium, nux vomica, platina and palladium before prescribing one of these remedies.
We have tried to understand a small remedy, Gratiola, by understanding its mind, evolution and expressions at the physical level. Consider this remedy when you are thinking of palladium or platina for a given case.